everyone and welcome back to another video. It is wedding week. Exciting, terrifying, all of the emotions all at once. I am wearing one of my bride t-shirts. This week I am wearing only bride apparel. This is my last chance to wear all of it, so it is getting worn every day this week. So yeah, this is going to be the last video before the wedding. A little bit crazy. My last video on here as a miss. So I thought I would come and do a bit of a Q&A wedding week video. So I put a post on my Instagram stories. I put it up over a couple of days asking for any of your wedding week questions. And I did get quite a few. I've condensed it down into about, I think there's 10 or 11. I've got a little notebook here with them on. Yeah, I condensed it down. Some of them were very similar. So I've condensed it down just to sort of the ones that were all different, just for a little bit of variety. Some of them are probably the questions you would expect, and some of them were a surprise to me, so I'm looking forward to answering them. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay then, right, question number 1, and I think it's one that everyone will expect, and that is, what are you most looking forward to? So much. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to the full day. Obviously there's things I'm more looking forward to than others, but we've waited that long now with all the postponements and everything. I'm just looking forward to the day finally being here. I can't wait for getting ready in the morning and getting to have my hair and makeup done again, getting to wear my dress again. I can't wait to walk down the aisle and be stood there with Richard. I mean, I'm not looking forward really to walking down the aisle, that kind of terrifies me, but I'm looking forward to getting to the other end of the aisle and being stood there with him. I'm looking forward to having all of our lovely photos taken, getting to spend time with all of our family and friends in one place. It's going to be so nice to have that many people in one place together after everything that's happened over the last couple of years. I'm excited for our first dance, because I absolutely love the song that we're using. I think the thing I'm most excited for though is just to hear them say, like, I now announce you husband and wife, or however it is that they word it, because we've waited that long and we've been engaged for that long that it's just going to be nice to officially be husband and wife and to walk back down that aisle together knowing that we are now married. I think that is definitely what I am most looking forward to, and to be honest, I think that will be everybody's answer. Obviously you are most looking forward to finally being married, but there's so much throughout the day that I'm looking forward to. Getting to see everybody all dressed up as well. I love seeing people dressed up for weddings, so I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody wears as well. The second question sort of follows on from that. We've got the puppy visiting now as well. He'll probably pop in at some point. The second question sort of follows on from that, and that is, what are you most looking forward to that isn't the obvious? Now, my answer for this one is probably something that a bride shouldn't say, but I'm really, really looking forward to the food. Our reception venue does one of the nicest roast dinners that I have ever had. The option that I've picked is the chicken. And honestly, when we went there for Sunday dinner a couple of weeks ago, the chicken was the nicest chicken. I'm not necessarily a big meat person. Like, honestly, on a Sunday dinner, I could take it or leave it. I enjoy everything else more than the actual meat. But this chicken was delicious. So I am really, really looking forward to the food. I know that isn't the part that you're supposed to be most looking forward to, but I really love a good roast dinner, so I'm really excited for that. And then we've got chocolate fudge cake for dessert. Really looking forward to that as well. I love a good slice of chocolate fudge cake. And then our buffet in the evening as well. It all sounds absolutely delicious. I can't wait to try it all. So yeah, the thing I'm most looking forward to that isn't the obvious is all of the food. I cannot wait for that. Right, question number 3, and that is, have you picked up your dress yet? No, I haven't. I am picking up my dress the day before the wedding. After all my fittings and everything, it went back to the shop that I bought it from. The seamstress that did my fittings sort of She doesn't work for the shop, but she does pretty much all of the fitting work for the shop, and they have like a working relationship. So after all the fittings, it was able to go back to the shop to be stored. The dog's trying to squash in next to me on the seat. Yeah, it went back to the shop to be stored there. It just seemed to be safer, to be honest, to keep it stored there than to bring it home where there's lots going on and there's the dog. And the owner of the shop is lovely. She's going to steam my dress and my veil for me just before I'm going to pick it up, so that it'll be in the best condition it possibly can be when I collect it. So I'm going to do that early afternoon, the day before the wedding. So then I just have to look after it for sort of about 12 hours, which is definitely good peace of mind for me. I would hate to have it in the house somewhere for too long and something happened to it. And I think as well the temptation would be too bad to want to put it on all the time. It's better to just have it back in the shop and then finally get to put it on again on the wedding day. So yeah, haven't picked it up yet. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll probably post on there on Friday when I do get to go and pick it up. So if you're not following me there and you want to see all of that the day before the wedding, definitely go and follow me. It is linked in the description. Question number 4, if I can get to my notepad past the puppy. Question number 4 is the time now going quickly or slowly? Honestly, it's a bit of both. The days, in a way, just seem to be completely flying by. I think I said on an Instagram post the other day that I feel like it was March and then I blinked and now it's the week of the wedding. So the days are going really, really quickly, and it's kind of scary that we only have 6 days left to go until the wedding. But at the same time, it is also dragging. Like, it feels like a long time since I posted yesterday morning saying that it was wedding week. It feels like way more than 24 hours since I did that. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of both. I think that's the case though whenever there's anything that you're excited about. The time seems to fly by and then it also seems to drag at the same time. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the minute. I'm sure once it gets to the day before, it will feel like it's taking forever. But the day before is going to be really, really busy for us. So I'm hoping that that will help pass the time until the big day. But yeah, it's a bit of both at the minute. The time is flying by and I'm hoping that I'm going to get everything done that I need done. But at the same time, it is really, really dragging and I just can't wait for the day to be here now. I'm kind of over all the planning now. Like, I'm a planner, I'm an organiser, I love planning things. I'm still loving planning for our honeymoon, which isn't until September. But I'm kind of done with the planning of the wedding now. With having 2 years of postponements, and we'd already planned it for 2 years before that. I've now been planning this wedding for over 4 years. So I'm ready for the planning to be done and the day to just be here and start that next chapter of our lives together. Question number 5, and this one I think is a really good one, is what are you doing to keep calm and keep any nerves at bay? That is a really good question actually, because I did have a couple of crappy days over the last few days. I was getting really stressed out. Even the things that were just little things were all just piling up on top of each other, and it was all getting a bit much and I was feeling very overwhelmed with everything. I felt like I was taking on sort of other people's stress as well as my own, and yeah, it just all got a bit much. So I did have a couple of days, one day especially, where I had quite a lot of tears and it wasn't great. And I think I've made it clear that I am very nervous for the wedding day as well as being excited. I'm not sort of a centre of attention person. I don't like being the host at parties. Whenever we have people around, I like Richard to be here when they arrive so that he can sort of do the welcoming and the hosting. I just don't like being the focus, and as much as I'm an organiser, I don't like being seen as being in charge of things. I don't like having to be like a leader in any way or anything. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to sort of almost feeling responsible for everyone to have a good time. I'm nervous about that. I just want people to really enjoy themselves. I'm also nervous. Sorry, the dog is trying to get under my leg. So if you're wondering why the camera's shaking, that is why. Yeah, so I'm nervous about that. I'm really nervous about walking down the aisle and having everybody looking at me. I know I'm the bride, and on your wedding day everyone's supposed to look at you, but I'm really not looking forward to that bit of it. So I am really, really nervous. So I think this is actually a really good question, that if there's any other, sorry, that got really close. If there's any other really nervous brides out there, that is a really good question for someone to answer. Basically this week, my main focus to try and keep myself calm is just a lot of self-care. My main things for my self-care is my skincare routine now, and I do a couple of sort of exercise workout type videos on YouTube that really help. I did actually share to my Instagram story earlier today the 2 main videos that I have been doing, as not even really so much for exercise, it just really does help with my self-care, my mental health. It gets me moving, it gets my energy levels up, it gets my heart rate going, it gives me something to focus on other than the things that are stressing me out. It sort of gets me to just switch my mind off for a bit and literally just focus on what I'm doing. One of those is a 7-minute like arm tone up video, which it is something that I'm trying to focus on my arms, especially for my wedding dress, and I do actually see it making a little bit of difference. And then the other one is a 90s pop music themed walking workout. It says walking workout, it's not really walking, it is like quick steps and things like that, but it's not sort of like an exercise routine. I will link both of those videos in the description because I do really enjoy them. They're not too intense, and they would work whatever your skill level is really. They'll work for a lot of people. They're fun to do, they're easy sort of to do. I won't say easy, but you know, they're not gonna push you too far. But they do really help with my sort of mental health. If I'm feeling anxious about anything, if I'm getting a bit too stressed, they have been really helping me. So I'm definitely going to be doing those each day this week. And then the other thing, as I said, is my skincare. I never used to have any kind of skincare routine. Luckily I don't have like awful skin anyway, but I never used to do anything for my skin. It's only really since the start of this year that I've started sort of taking an interest and making an effort with my skincare. But I have noticed that one, it is having like a positive effect on my skin, but 2, it is having a really positive effect on me mentally as well. Like with the 2 workout videos I just mentioned, it just gives me sort of 10-15 minutes each day where I sort of switch off. I just focus on sort of the task at hand, what I'm doing. I focus on doing my skincare. I switch off my brain to anything else that might be stressing me out or worrying me in any way. And I just focus on what I'm doing, and it really does sort of relax my mind. And once it's done as well, my skin does feel really refreshed, and it does give me like a positive energy boost. So I would definitely recommend that if you're not someone that really does anything skincare wise. It really does help me mentally as well. So I'm going to make sure I'm keeping on top of that every day this week as well, just to keep me calm and give me something else to focus on that isn't the wedding. But yeah, those are my 2 main things. I also need to keep reminding myself that everything is under control. That's something else that I need to do to keep me calm. I know that everything is in hand, everything's organised, pretty much everything is done. So yeah, that's all I need to focus on to keep me calm. That does actually lead into another question. I'm going to skip ahead slightly because someone did ask, is there a lot left to do? Honestly, not really. I do have quite a few things still left on my list, but they're just sort of personal things that either I need to do for me or in the house. Obviously, me and my bridesmaids are getting ready at my house the morning of the wedding. So I want to make sure that the house is in a decent state to have people in it. So I've got a couple of jobs that I want to do around the house. And then just for me as well, I've got a couple of beauty appointments. I'm using like it's not a fake tan, it's like a, what's it called, a gradual moisturizing tan. You just sort of build it up day after day. I did use it last week leading up to Richard's birthday, just to see, one, if it worked, because it was my first time using it, and two, how long I needed to build it up for to get to the sort of level of tan that I wanted. And it seems like 5 or 6 days gets me to how tanned I want to be. So I'm going to start using that again today so that I can build that up again for the wedding. I do have a peep toe shoe, so I'm going to do my own toenails as well. So just little bits and pieces like that. I've got some things that I need to take around to my future in-laws that need to be at their house for the morning of the wedding. And then there's a couple of things still on my actual to-do list, like I need to iron Richard's suit. Tomorrow my maid of honour is taking me to pick up all the bridesmaid dresses from the seamstress, and then I need to pay her. I still need to pay the cake maker. I've got a final visit to make to the florist and to pay her as well. So there is maybe like 5 or 6 things still on the actual to-do list, but they're all just little things that don't take a lot of effort or a lot of time. So yeah, not really a lot left to do, which is good. That's what I intended. I always said that I wanted to try and have as little as possible left to do for the actual week of the wedding, so that I could just sort of relax and enjoy the build-up, and that has worked out really well. Everyone said that I was too organised, too far in advance, and I was doing it all too soon. But now I get to enjoy this week and just do the few last little bits, whereas if I'd have done what everyone said and relaxed more earlier on, I would have probably been running around like a headless chicken this week. So I'm glad that I sort of listened to myself and did what I knew was right for me. I've just noticed there's a question here that I have sort of just answered. Someone asked, am I getting ready at home the morning of the wedding? Yes, I am. I know sort of traditionally the bride goes back to her parents' house, and obviously people who are getting married in a hotel, they will often stay at the hotel the night before. Ours is a church service, so our ceremony is at church and then our reception is at a local hotel. But because of where things are situated, it didn't make sense to stay the night before at the hotel and have to come back to the church. And it made more sense for me to stay at home because my mum's house is sort of in a village on the outskirts of the town where the church is, whereas our house and my in-laws' house is literally 5 minutes away from the church. So it made sense for me and Richard to both be within such close distance of the church for the morning of. So he is going back to his mum and dad's the night before, and he's staying there and getting ready there that morning with his brothers, who are his best men, and then his groomsmen are meeting them there to go to church. And then my maid of honour is staying at my house with me the night before. And then my mum and all of the other bridesmaids are coming here to get ready the morning of the wedding. And then my uncle, who's walking me down the aisle, and my page boy are getting here just before the cars pick us up to go to church, so that we can all travel together. It's just what works best for us. I think that's all you need to do really, is work out what is going to work best for you, and this was the best plan for us. The dog, if you're wondering, is going to be going with Richard the night before the wedding. It's just easier than having him here where all the dresses and everything are. And he'll definitely settle better at my in-laws' house than he would have here with just me and my maid of honour. So he's going round there. He's going to stay there that night, and then we have a family friend picking him up in the morning and looking after him for a couple of hours before he comes to church for some photos, hopefully. As long as the weather is nice and as long as he's behaving reasonably, he's going to come to church and have some photos took with us. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm sorry if you can hear weird noises. I think my neighbours have just started doing some drilling. So not ideal timing, but we're just going to go with it because I really want to get this video filmed. Next question we have, it actually sort of follows on from the last one, or the answer I gave to the last one, and that is, are you doing anything special the night before the wedding? Unless my maid of honour has planned something that I don't know about, not anything like special or anything. As I said, my maid of honour's coming to stay here with me the night before. We'll probably just have a couple of drinks, not too much though. We'll probably just have a couple of drinks, maybe put some kind of wedding themed film on the telly. I don't want to be up too late really, because I know I'm probably going to struggle to sleep. So I really want to try and sort of give myself as much chance as possible to get a decent night's sleep. I know for a fact I'm going to wake up early. I tend to wake up early anyway, especially recently I've been waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and then having to force myself to go back to sleep for a few hours. But I know the morning of the wedding, if I wake up at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I might as well just get up, because hair and makeup are coming at 7 anyway. So yeah, I don't want to be up too late. So we'll probably just have a couple of drinks, maybe some snacks, and yeah, maybe put like a wedding film on the telly. I haven't watched Bride Wars for a long time, so I'm kind of maybe wanting to watch that. Or there's a film I really like called Maid of Honour, but it's like MADE of Honour. But I'm struggling to find it anywhere. It used to be on Netflix and they seem to have removed it. So if anyone knows anywhere I can watch that, please let me know, as I really love that wedding film and I would love to watch that before the day. But yeah, that's all the plans for the night before, nothing over the top. I just want to be nice and relaxed, chill out, de-stress and look forward to the next day. Right, second to last question, and that is, do you go on honeymoon right away after the wedding? Yes and no. We get married obviously on the Saturday. We're staying overnight at the hotel our reception is at on the Saturday night, and then we're coming home on the Sunday to our dog, and then on the Monday we go on our mini moon. Our actual sort of proper honeymoon isn't until September. We are going to America for 3 weeks in September for our actual honeymoon, but we did want to do something pretty much right after the wedding, just to stay in the wedding bubble a little bit longer and have some time to relax after sort of the hectic activity of the weekend, and just get to spend some quality time together without having to like rush right back to work or anything. So you will have seen I have other videos on this channel of the times that we have been to Pasturewood holidays. It is like glamping pods that are about maybe 40-45 minutes away from where we live. We've been there a few times now and we absolutely love it. They have pet friendly pods, so we can take the dog with us as well, so he gets to come on our little mini moon. He absolutely loves it there as well. So we're going to have Monday to Friday there sort of directly after the wedding, and just spend some quality time together and quality time as a family with the dog, before we have to go back to work and deal with the realities of getting married, such as changing my name on everything. I'm really looking forward to having that Monday to Friday just in the little wedding bubble, looking back over the day, getting to sort of talk about and relive our favourite moments. Like, we won't be together the morning of the wedding, so I know that I'm going to want to hear all about what he did that morning and getting to talk about our favourite parts of the day, and probably staring at my wedding ring for about 10 hours a day. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So we are having a mini moon like 2 days after the wedding, for 5 days, but then our actual main honeymoon isn't until September. I will be doing probably a few videos on our main honeymoon, sort of the planning process and things like that, after the wedding, and I will be filming our mini moon at Pasturewood as well. There'll be a video goes up about that not long after we get back, and I'll definitely be filming our actual honeymoon as well. There'll be lots of videos from that. As I say, it's 3 weeks, but yeah, that is our sort of generic honeymoon plans. And finally, and what I think is a good question to end this video on, do you believe that it's actually happening yet? I've made no secret of the fact on my Instagram page and probably on videos on here before that I'm still sort of struggling to accept that the wedding is really happening. We have been together now for 11 and a half years. We got engaged in 2014, so we've been engaged now for 7.5 years. We originally booked our wedding back in 2018, so it has been 4 years since we booked the wedding, and it is now almost 2 years since we originally were supposed to get married. So it has been a long time coming, and we've had 4 wedding dates, 4 postponements. We've had people close their businesses. We've had quite a few things sort of go wrong along the way. So I've made no secret of the fact that I am struggling to believe that this is actually happening, and that is no different now. I don't actually think I'm going to believe it's happening until I'm stood there at the altar saying my vows. I still sort of feel like I'm waiting for something to go wrong. Again, touch wood that it won't. But yeah, I still don't really believe that it's happening. It still, in a way, feels like I'm watching it happen to somebody else. Like, I'm going through all the planning, I'm getting everything done, I'm doing all the preparations. I know that I get married on Saturday, but it still just doesn't really feel real, and I genuinely don't think it will until I'm stood at the altar and until I've got that ring on my finger. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll suddenly be like, oh my god, I'm getting married. But right now it's still a bit surreal, and I still don't really believe it. But yeah, thank you to whoever asked that question, because no, I still don't believe that it's happening to me. It just all feels a bit crazy and ridiculous, and I can't believe that it's finally here. So yeah, that is all of the questions. As I say, there was quite a few more, but they were all along a similar sort of line to the ones that I've answered. I hope you've enjoyed this last little sort of wedding Q&A. There will be a break now where there isn't a video next weekend, obviously, because that is wedding weekend. But I'm hoping that once we get back from our mini moon, I will be able to get a video done and uploaded for you for the weekend after. So there's only going to be sort of one weekend with no video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I've really enjoyed filming it. I think it's a nice way to sort of end the planning series of the videos, and then we get to move on to the actual videos about the day after this and everything else that life has to offer. I will still be doing videos, there just won't be as much wedding related content involved, so I really hope you stick around for those. So this is me signing off as a miss, and I will see you again once I'm a Mrs. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time as Mrs. Poole. Bye.